I don't even know what the fuck that was. But we have good news for all South Africans. I don't know if this really actually counts as good news, or if this isn't something we've seen before. You know what I'm saying? Eskom's generation recovery drives strong winter performance, adding 4,000 megawatts, leading to a projected load shedding free summer. Eskom has just released a statement, Uguti, there's not going to be load shedding for the whole of this summer. I think I heard something about there being a load shedding free period for us until next year, March. I think I heard something like that. I must have been deaf or like fucked up at the time, or high or something. I don't know. This is good news, y'all. We get a chance to, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, we get a chance to watch the world champs. For those who are watching the world champs, you know, World Athletics champs, we got, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can continue watching our football. We can soft life, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I don't know who the dude was, or the CEO, if it was the CEOs, but he came on the scene and he made such claims, you know what I'm talking about? And I like how he was like, you know, like there's not going to be load shedding, you know what I'm talking about? Like he was straight to the point, you know what I'm talking about?
Talk to us about then the reform being done around electricity prices.
Well, thank you very much. I think the biggest message was that we are confident that going to the summer will not have load shedding, and in fact ultimately our ambition is to ensure that we talk of load shedding in past tense. But you're absolutely correct. I think there's a major issue now that's confronting us, and that's an issue of affordability, as you've
listen to this, bro. They even claim that this performance reflects the progress Eskom's generation recovery plan has done and the improvements. I mean, we could say a lot of things about how maybe this is a good sort of sign of South Africa's progression over the years, and I'm talking about. But if you know me, you already know what I'm gonna say about this, and I hate to come off as negative all the time, but it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's just how I feel. This is either a genuine or genuine evidence that Eskom is doing better and that our government is probably doing better. But on the flip side, you could look at it and in a way that, like, you think about all the companies that is closing down, you think about how expensive electricity is now and stuff like that, and it makes you wonder if the demand for electricity has decreased actually, you know, since people are using alternative, you know, solar power and gas stoves and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So can we really measure it as progression or something like success? You know what I'm saying? Can we actually measure success? I find it's difficult to tell, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, as long as we don't get load shedding, it's cool. Speaking of improvements and success, the Department of Transport is ready to implement new laws in South Africa that will change how e-hailing operators like Uber and Bolt operate in South Africa. You know what I'm talking about? At first, I'm just like, yo, don't you have like laws and regulations and like strict rules on how these people should operate in this country? And you know what I'm talking about? But turns out these are actually like good advancements, and I feel like it's going to allow these e-hailing drivers to take advantage and most importantly to remain safe. You know what I'm talking about? Because you know, we hear of the terror attacks, you know, that are happening, and how e-hailing drivers are like victims, you know, of like these taxi drivers and like crossfires and all these things, you know what I'm talking about. And I feel like it's a step closer to a better country and a better, you know what I'm talking about. I just feel like we should just like work together. You know what I'm talking about? That's me being optimistic. Uber and Bolt drivers will receive an official e-hailing operating license, which I thought was already out there, but turns out it wasn't. This is why they're implementing it. Vehicles will be branded, and we've seen some of the vehicles. Have you seen the cars with a Bolt logo on them? Yeah. By the way, that yellow small one, the small yellow Bolt vehicle, I don't know about you, but I don't know why it was introduced in South Africa. But when I look at its structure, it's probably because I don't know, maybe it's faster, it's lighter, uses less petrol, but like, it's ugly as fuck. That's what I'm gonna say. Their licenses will have to indicate the geographical areas in which they can operate. So basically, yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't the app automatically doesn't like automatically like indicate which areas you can't operate in? But that's besides the point. A good thing though, something that, you know, I'm talking about something that I feel like was something that's supposed to be implemented a long time ago. Something that we've been begging for a while is the fact that drivers are going to be vetted and like background checks are going to be done, you know, for criminal records and shit. And at first you would imagine that this is it's basic. Like, you know, I'm talking about this basic shit. Like, you don't want criminals operating under your business, you know, I'm talking about. But like, after the stuff that I've seen, you know, after going through the stuff that I've going through, you know, I'm talking about, and stuff that I've seen, this is gonna make a difference. But, you know, knowing the country that I'm in and the corruption that's in this country, I wouldn't be surprised if criminals would still be able to like operate as e-hailing drivers. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, we literally have criminals who are politicians running political parties, criminals in the government. So it doesn't make much of a difference, but it's a good thing to know. It's a good thing to know that the country and they kind of give a shit. You know what I'm talking about? It's a good thing to know that they kind of give a shit. But anyways, it's something that it almost blew my mind. You know what I'm talking about? Something that almost blew my mind. Something that I was kind of excited for. Later this year, Walmart will be launching in South Africa. A namesake fucking store is going to be launching in South Africa, a Walmart. And I know what most of y'all have been thinking, especially those who are very like, who have indulged in the culture back there, indulged in videos and in the culture in the US. And I'm one of these people, you know what I'm talking about. So people like me, at first I was like, oh shit, damn, I'm gonna have a chance to taste some feastables, you know what I'm talking about, all these things. But like, turns out it's just gonna be Walmart, you know, selling the usual, you know what I'm talking about, offering its groceries, household goods, tech and all that. But it's gonna be selling local products. So no feastables for South Africans, which is probably a good thing. I don't know, you know, considering the fact that most of the food in the US is banned or sort of prohibited or in parts around the world.
America's food is banned in 30 countries. The food is killing people. Oh yeah, it's definitely killing people.
So yeah, man, it's going to be exciting times for South Africa. But man, we already have ShopRite. We don't need a competitor. ShopRite has been saving lives. It's still saving lives. So yeah, if you were to ask me how it's going to perform, I'll tell you right now that it's white people who's going to flock to Walmart first, bro. This is nothing racist. This is nothing to do with apartheid. I know you'll love that term, you know what I'm talking about. But nah, I bet it's going to be cheap. But like, if you look at the stats, apparently Woolworths, according to professionals, is cheap. You know what I'm talking about. So they're going to have the money. But it has nothing to do with anything. It's just, yeah, it's just exciting times for South Africa. Eskom has promised no load shedding for the whole summer. Walmart is opening in South Africa soon. So yeah, exciting times for South Africa. We're going to see how far it goes. And yeah.